Hey guys, I know it's been a while since I've uploaded any animations or artwork, and I wanted to explain the whole situation of what was going on. So this all started around high school as an idea. Our teacher gave us an assignment to draw a superhero or a supervillain, and at first I had no idea where to start because I never really created my own character before. I always just kinda drew characters that already existed like Sonic, Pokémon, Mario, things like that. So I drew my character, he was an anti-hero, and after I finished, I really loved how he turned out. After the assignment, I continued to draw this character to the point where I started developing what kind of world this character lives in, with other characters, rivals, and any cool thing I could think of at the time. This was the first time I became attached to something I drew. A while later after graduation, I wanted to show my friends a glimpse of this story, and although most of my friends were like, yeah, cool story, there were a few of my friends who I could tell were really interested in this idea, to the point where they started sharing some of their own. I began drawing out these characters again after my art skills improved. I posted one of the artwork to a random Discord server that had an art section. It was a set of armor that one of the characters would be wearing. A few minutes later, someone on the server took notice and asked me if he could use it for a game he's working on. I was a little protective with my art, so I told him no because this artwork was dedicated to a story that I've been working on, and if we were gonna turn it into a game or something, I kinda wanted to be the one in charge of it instead of letting some stranger take over. That probably sounds really selfish, but I really didn't want anything weird to happen, like if they wanted to change the characters or rewrite the story whenever they felt like it. That was one of my biggest fears. Now, I don't know if there was some translation issues or he read that incorrectly, but he assumed that we really wanted to turn this story into a game, and although we did want to, kind of, we knew that we had a long way to go before that could ever happen. I could still barely make character models at the time without some janky facial structures. So he decided to take a look at the Discord server where we kept all our stuff. Google Docs with story arcs, Discord channels with character art, anything else like that. He immediately caught an interest and said he wanted to help make this game, even though we didn't really have the skills to make something like that yet. Without hesitating, he created a Discord server with a bunch of people we never met, which was a red flag for me considering how antisocial I am, but it was cool because we became friends later on. We still are friends. Going back to why I haven't been uploading, we talked about it and actually decided to see what would happen if we turned this story into a video game. I could make decent 3D models for an indie project like this, and everyone else had a skill that would be essential to making a game. I had nothing to lose, and I actually wanted to have a career in game development after I graduate from college, so I thought this would be a good experience, and I was right, kind of. But I'll talk about that in a second. When we actually got started, we immediately knew that we didn't know what to do except for the guy who invited everyone. I've never even thought about what kind of engine to use, how to use pipelines, to share assets. I didn't even know how to optimize my models during that time until I did some research on modeling for video games. After doing some homework and figuring all that stuff out, we began to make assets for the game, but we ran into another issue. You see, not everyone on this team was active all the time, which is understandable because we all had got lives and other things to do, but it grew to a point where I was the only one creating 3D models, we only had textures for 2 of those models, and we were changing parts of the story every other month because an idea popped into our heads. It was pretty clear that we weren't prepared to develop a game, but we kept trying anyways, just to see what would happen. After a couple of months of trying to get everything in order, we only got as far as the title screen before we decided that this project isn't going anywhere anytime soon. So around the middle of May, we decided to cancel development for the game. Looking back, we kind of overestimated our skills and ended up facing the truth that we're just not ready to make a game yet. I can't say this project was for nothing though, I did gain a lot of experience from it. Because of this project, I learned more about how to properly make 3D assets for video games and the basics of how to use game engines like Unity and Unreal Engine 4. I learned about clean topology, face rigging, creating normal maps, occlusion maps, and emission maps for models, and a lot of other things that I would have never figured out if I wasn't put under the pressure of, we want to make this game look awesome. So even with the cancelled project, I can confidently say that I am getting a little bit closer to reaching my goal as a game artist. This project also developed our story in ways that we could never have imagined if we kept our closed mindset and rejected the offer to start making a game. We talked about creating a webcomic for the story since it would be easier for me to manage and we wouldn't be limited to thinking about how it would work as a gameplay mechanic or anything like that. Of course we all agreed to it, but since I will be the only one drawing this comic, it will take a while to get chapters done, but I'm willing to do it anyways. As of now, we're going to continue developing this story until we're ready to show it in a way that we feel confident with. Until then, I'm going to continue making content for this YouTube channel to improve my skills in graphic design and 3D animation, so expect to see a couple videos during the summer. If you want to see videos of testing animations and the content made for this cancelled project, I'll leave links in the description below. Thank you for listening, and I hope to see you guys soon.